Hi guys, recently I uploaded a video about the American Express versus the Chase ecosystem, and it seems to be a little controversial. What I was trying to prove there is that with the same amount of annual fee that somebody pays for an Amex Gold can get two of the Chase cards, the Chase Ink Preferred and the Chase Sapphire Preferred. I have all three of these cards, and when I'm saying that I'm fan of one over the other is completely objective. I really don't have any other reason why I would prefer one over the other except for profit, right? So I crunched some numbers. Since that video is so controversial, even if you just take one of the Chase cards, it still makes more sense. I crunched some numbers for you guys because it looks like, again, it's very controversial. With American Express has this system where you have to use your points towards travel. If you're trying to use your points for your balance, you're basically losing money. They give you less than a cent. They give you 0.6 of a cent. So like, it doesn't make any sense. So if you were to be in a stressful situation like this pandemic, and you wanted to pay your annual fee with your credit card, after spending $10,000 on your Amex Gold, on the Forex categories only, you would only get back in cash value about $240. So you would be $10 short of paying your annual fee. You wouldn't even be able to pay your annual fee. To me, that's a bad deal. Again, you never know what's going to happen in the future, right? In the best case scenario, you would get 2 cents per point. If you transfer to travel partners, that's the best case scenario, you would get 2 cents per point. 2 cents per point means that you would get about $800 value. $800 value, you have to subtract the $250 annual fee, and this gives you $550 of value. $550 of value, assuming that you spend $10,000 a year on only Forex categories. How likely is that scenario? That's up to you. One of the best credit cards that you can get in the Chase ecosystem, it's the Ink Preferred. The Ink Preferred is technically a business card, but the terms of what's business are very loose. In my case, I do sell items on eBay, but I don't have a registered company yet. I was approved, so it's a very approachable card. The Ink is a travel card. It has 3x on travel, and that's all travel, which is the same as the Sapphire Reserve, and the Reserve is $550 annual fee. The Ink is only $95, and it gives you the same multiplier. So we will get the best case scenario for the Ink. Let's say you travel, and technically, I mean, most of you guys that are into this game, you're travelers. If you spend the same $10,000 on the Ink Preferred towards travel, and travel is a very broad category. It could either be your parking, it could be your metro, it could be a bus, it could be whatever. If you spend $10,000, you would get $300 cash value. If you subtract the $95 annual fee, that's $205. Immediately with the same money, you are $215 more value than the American Express Gold. The best case scenario would be to transfer to travel partners. And the best partner that Chase has is Hyatt. Every time I go to Hyatt, I regularly find about 2 cents per point value, which means that $300 value would immediately double to $600. If you get $600 and subtract 95, that's $105 value. Now, yes, in this case, the gold card gives you a better value by $45, but at the same time, you need to do everything perfect. You need to spend at Forex categories, and you need to be consistent using only this credit card. The average consumer the average person like me and people with annual salary under $100,000 will find it hard to do all that spending in restaurants and takeout. If you're spending $10,000 a year in restaurants and takeout and you make less than $100,000, you're doing something wrong. Let's put it this way. You spend $10,000 on travel, and that travel includes parking and trains and buses and everything else. In my mind, that's more reasonable. You guys are in the credit card game because you want to travel for free, right? Nobody wants to be rich by choosing these cards. In conclusion, if you're somebody that can hit the minimum spend on the Chase ecosystem, with $195, you can get either, at the worst case scenario, $2,800 value, at the best case scenario, over $5,600. And that is something you cannot beat. And that's something I have done. I have all the Chase ecosystem credit cards and then some more. So I'm talking by experience here. If you have a different opinion, please leave a comment below. I would love to hear it. If you hit a dislike, that's up to you. But please let me know what your argument is. I would love to hear it. If you like this video, if you find it useful, please give it a thumbs up and let me know if you have any questions or if there's any other subject that you would like to talk about. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.